everyone. I'm Lloyd Judah, founder and president of American College Cricket, and I'm here with Arsh Arora from the University of Alabama, alumni of the University of Alabama, Birmingham, American College Cricket alumni. And Dr. Nikhil Bhatt is not with us today because he has a conference. He'll join us back next week. So this is our IPL show, and we'll look at the past results of the past week, especially me, because I made some predictions. I want to show you guys how much of an expert I am by how well I'm doing with my predictions. And of course, we'll look at the coming week. We'll also highlight some top performers. Let me ask Arsh right now, as a matter of fact, his thoughts on the IPL so far.
To be honest, to summarize, it's been nail biting. You can see the last few games happening, like last over, last ball finishes. This week was all about last ball finishes. It was like, whoa, no total is safe. There is nothing that even if you score 228, there is no guarantee that you're going to win the game. It was just thriller. And, it was fun to watch some young blood like Rinku Singh, Nitish Rana performing. And then Harry Brook also to mention. But, the veteran, the lion, I would say, Dhoni performing. But Sandeep Sharma defending that total against Dhoni. So it has given all the, the good portions of the previous IPLs. This has summed up all in like these couple of weeks.
Yeah, there were at least 3 games that went down to the last ball. There was one that went to the second to last ball. And that goes to what you were saying about the close finishes. And people chasing over 200. It reminds me of in our All-Star matches in January, in the third game against Canadian College Cricket, they scored 198. And the American College Cricket All-Stars had to score nearly at 10 runs and over. And Ishan Bansal opened the bat in and just took off on a tear and got his 15 less than 60-something runs and were able to win on the last ball. so it's awesome to see this in the IPL. It's exciting. But there's
not
something
for the weak-hearted, I would say. If you are a weak-hearted person, you should not watch IPL. It's for the strong people.
Yeah, because I remember standing on the sidelines for this All-Star game I was talking about, and it comes down to the last ball, which would have determined the series as well. The anxiety is enormous. Now, there's something interesting happening, though. No matter how a batsman scores, we've been seeing criticisms. I'll give you an example. Harry Brook scored 100. It's hard to criticize that in a T20 match. But yet, they're pointing out that he scored a lot of runs in the power play. Then from over number 7 to 15, he slowed down tremendously, and then he sped up later. Now, what do you think of that? I mean, are these criticisms just people finding things to criticize?
Yeah, we being too harsh on him, I would say, because in the end he got his 155 balls, and I think that's best. It's nearly 200 strike rate. So although he slowed down a bit, I would say, but he covered it up in the end. It would have been bad if he would have got out with that score, like 40, 45 balls, and the score is 70. That would be harsh. He let the team down, but carrying that bat and scoring 100, 155, that's just being a little bit too harsh on him, Because as we see, even in today's game, KL Rahul, he has been always under scrutiny for strike rate. He scored like 74 runs of 56 balls. And that led to the downfall, and Lucknow lost the game. And that's where I feel, it has to be like for Harry Brooks, it's just a little bit of criticism. That's it. He got 100, his team won. I wouldn't read much into it.
Yeah, it's hard to find. I mean, that's hard to understand. And the other thing was in that period, the other end, they were scoring fast. So it's not like the overall team slowed down, So it really was not valid. I've seen that criticism for Shubman Gill's innings as well, and his team won. So it's hard to understand people criticizing those.
I would say, whenever there is a set batsman, this is my personal opinion. If I am batting, if I'm the set batsman, I would not want to take it to the last over. Because we have seen funny things can happen in the last over. Even when you need 3-4 runs, it can go. There are things, the last over pressure, better was just to finish by the 19th over. That's what I would prefer. But yeah, not being too harsh on Shubman. But that's something, that should be focusing. Of course, everyone cannot be like Dhoni, who wants to take it to the last ball, but preference would be finish it in the 19th over.
Good. Well, before I look at my how I did with my predictions for the past week and then go into the coming week, I just want to mention something about you in the USA cricket area. Number one, it's good to see that the minor league and the major league have been approved, even though the minor league has not really been doing well in the last couple of years, and quite likely they've lost a major sponsor again, even though it'll happen. But nevertheless, it's a good thing for cricket in the US. And Major League itself has an opportunity to finally, get out into the American public to some extent. Only American college cricket has really done that historically in the US, but there's need for something like Major League Cricket. So I'm glad to see they were approved and moving forward. The US team, congratulations on being in the World Cup qualifier coming up soon. The downside is that West Indies and Sri Lanka are also in the same group. So it'll be tough, but all the best to the guys. Now,
but time to grow up and beat the big boys, I would say.
Yeah, you got to meet them at some point. Now, you yourself, of course, went to the trials for our minor league team today. So all the best to you. And of course, last year we had 40 guys from American college cricket alumni being drafted in the minor league. So we look forward to even more this year. Now, let's look at how I did for the past week or so. So yes, we had a lot of last ball finishes. So I ended up losing a couple of games on that last ball. So I even feel good about that because it just as easily could have gone my way. So SRH versus LSG, I got that correct. LSG. Rajasthan Royals versus Rajasthan Royals, I got that.
Yes.
Mumbai versus CSK, I predicted CSK, got that. GT versus KKR, KKR won that, I predicted GT. Punjab versus SRH, I predicted SRH and won that. RCB versus LSG, that was the last ball win for LSG, I had predicted RCB.
Yeah.
DC versus Mumbai Indians, I predicted Mumbai Indians, I got that. CSK versus Rajasthan Royals, another close one, it went to the last ball, and I won that one. Punjab versus GT, and second to last ball this went to, but GT probably win for me, which I predicted. But then I went into a slump. I got 3 losses. KKR versus SRH, KKR was my prediction, SRH won. RCB versus DC, I thought the DC would finally get their act together, but RCB won that. And LSG versus Punjab won that one. I predicted LSG. So overall, I got 7 out of 1, 2, 3. I got 8 out of 12. So not bad. Overall, so I'm at 69% so far for the.
That's a good ratio, I would say. That's a good win ratio.
Thank you.
Good. Yeah.
Let me give my predictions for the coming week.
Sure.
KKR versus Mumbai Indians. I think KKR will get that one. Rajasthan Royals versus GT. Rajasthan Royals, even though GT is doing great. RCB versus CSK. This one could go either way. Virat Kohli scoring runs. But I'm going to pick CSK. And SRH versus Mumbai Indians. I think SRH will take that one. Rajasthan Royals versus LSG, Rajasthan Royals. By the way, I'm picking Rajasthan Royals a lot, not only because they have a strong team and they got to the finals last year, but as I explained before, I have a sentimental attachment to them because 2 of our players won the opportunity to go and spend time with the Rajasthan Royals back in 2011, our MVP. So we have a sentimental attachment to Rajasthan Royals. Punjab versus RCB. RCB is my pick. I'm sorry, what did you say about that? You're breaking up.
I said for the Rajasthan Royals, Rajasthan Royals, the interesting thing is they have three world-class spinners, and that really helps them lead the attack. Ashwin, Chahal, and Zampa. I mean, I'm a big fan of all the three.
Yeah, Chahal is doing really well. I think he's something like third or so in the bowling right now, or fourth. Yeah. And always a danger. So PK versus RCB, I picked RCB. DC versus KKR, I picked KKR. CSK versus SRH, I picked CSK. LSG versus GT. That'll be a tough one, but I picked GT. Mumbai Indians versus PK, I picked Mumbai Indians. And RCB versus Rajasthan Royals, I picked Rajasthan Royals. So any thoughts?
I mean, it's interesting. I think you left one. It's KKR versus CSK, the last one on Sunday.
Oh, well, the reason is because we might do the show on Saturday.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Got it.
If, Sunday is a backup, but originally I prefer scheduling it on the Saturday.
Okay.
So,
I mean, those are some tough choices, I would say. The matches and the clashes are kind of, in balance, and with the points table, everything is up at stake. So I'm sure with the team combination and everything, everybody's going to bring their A game, and it's going to be challenging. The next week is going to be really interesting on what comes out, who shines and who flops.
Yep. So that's it for this week. I look forward to next week. So next week, come with your predictions as well. And let's see how we do over the week. So thanks for coming on, Ash, and all the best.
Yeah, pleasure. Thank you.